some CW in there. Hello there, CW. K6MYC beaming north into Vegas or into Nevada. Anybody in Nevada still there? K6MYC, over. I believe that's you, Richard. Let me have a little more chatter. I'll see if I can peek you, over. Roger. I just got the antenna in the right direction at the end of that, Richard, so we're hearing you now, but I didn't copy the first part because I wasn't pointed right. So, good to hear you. And I'm sorry I didn't get the antenna on you quicker. Take another transmission. You caught me with a little dessert in my mouth here. KD6BQ, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ. You got a good signal tonight coming in, and you must have your beat up pretty good. Anyway, that's according to the first watt meter, that was blazing 8 watts when I whistled. So anyway, it's working. I do have to get that amplifier out of the line. Get it, look at it and see if maybe it's worth sending down to 10 there. Anyway, K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249, over.
Yeah, perfect, solid copy, absolutely perfect copy, Richard. Amazing for the 8 watts, which is probably more like 5 watts if you're getting it all to the antenna. Hi. Anyway, outstanding. And yeah, please get the amplifier down here. Ken is very curious, as I am, as to what we can do and see if we can fix it up. And we may have a backup plan if that one is so far gone that it's irreparable or we can't get the parts for it. We have another one, I think, between Ken and I believe we have a spare one. So one way or the other, we can probably help you out there. Anyway, super to hear you. And I actually heard your 8 watts pointed toward Bakersfield, believe it or not. So your CW got me turned around. I brought the antenna up the different way. I went up through east to north. That's a little shorter distance to go up from east because I'm already pointed at 150, so I'm already 30 degrees in your easterly, northerly quadrant there. Anyway, great to hear you, and we'll be, of course, coming around your way for the final. Hopefully, have you heard anything from Larry? I wonder if he's feeling any better, over.
Haven't heard anything yet. I'll give him a call here on 220 FM. I was just playing with the CW because I realized that the live stream was on, and I thought I would see if there was any chance my signal was making it down there. And I was surprised to hear you answer me back. So anyway, no information yet on Larry, but we'll call him on the 220 FM to see if he's around.
Okay, very good. I'm not going to stick around here. It's pretty close to 7:30, so I'll spin back around, but tell Larry we're here. And maybe either one of you can give me some CW if Larry is there, and if he has to go, I can check him in quickly. All he has to do is send N7WT a couple of times. I don't need his Bozo number. I just need N7WT on CW a couple of times. Over.
Okay, if he shows up, I'll pass that on to him, and let's see if he can get your attention. I'm shocked at how good the low power is working tonight. And I don't know, maybe you ought to market a special fence-mounted antenna product there. See if you can sell those. I don't know, it seems to be working.
You dropped down to Q2 to Q3 right at the end, Richard. So I didn't get all of that, and I can't remember. I'm not sure whether you have one of our antennas or something else up there. I heard the comment about the antenna product, but I didn't catch the full content of your comment there. Anyway, we'll save it for when we come back around the other direction. Hopefully the propagation is still good. It's clearly good tonight right at this time. But what we've seen in the past is the propagation gets weaker and weaker and weaker as we get more into darkness. I'm not sure why that is. I can't remember. I've been doing this for a long time, and I can't remember that the darkness had that much to do with it, or the time of the day that had that much to do with it. I still thought we had pretty good propagation up until about 9:30 local time. But who knows? Anyway, great to hear you, and it's doing pretty damn good. 7-3 for now, and give Larry a tap on the shoulder there. KD6BQ, DMO9, Bozo 249, K6MYC, 7-3. Okay.
KM6 SRR.
Yeah, good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Mike. I got here a little bit ago. When you were down south, did you pick up anybody?
No, I didn't even call. I heard Richard immediately with his 8 watts on CW off the back of the beam. So I turned around, and there he was, pretty darn readable. He was about 75%, 100% copy about 75% of the time, and a little bit of fades, but not too bad considering the power. So we had a pretty good little chat there.
Yeah, I picked up that. So I'm current then. Anyway, that's good. I thought I might have been hearing a little bit from him, but I just with some voice, I couldn't make out anything. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, he was down a little bit, but of course, being down for me doesn't mean he's down for you. Listen, point down south, and let's give KB6RQU a call. I've got a cat on my chest here, and she's not letting me adjust my rotator. Now I'm free. Now I can get my hand on the rotator. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, I'm heading that way. I've got probably about a quarter more to go.
Somebody's chatting away. Was that you, Dennis? Somebody's talking on the frequency. Who's talking? Call signs, please. K6MYC. I'll check you in.
Yeah, W6 ISO, Whiskey Bakery number 6, India, Sugar, Ocean, over.
Yeah, pretty good. I'm pointed toward Nevada, but I'm copying you pretty well. I'll be back around your direction later, but you're checked in if you want to go, Dennis. WB.
Like I said, Fred was in here also, but anyway. 7-2. Have a fine evening. Maybe I'll be back directly after it. If not, you got me checked in. Thank you.
Okay, did I hear 272? Is that you, Richard? I'm sorry, Daniel. Daniel, is that you, 272? Did I hear 272? Go ahead.
Yes, hello, Mike. I'll go ahead and check in at this time since you're pointed this way, over.
Yeah, Roger, I pointed this way because I heard Richard on CW there off the back of the beam with his 8 watts. Can you imagine that?
Oh, Roger, yes, but Richard does very good on that 432, over.
Yeah, what is he using for an antenna? I can't remember.
Well, let's ask him. Is he still here? Richard, what's your antenna? Well, he says it's a cuss crap, Mike.
Well, whatever it is, it's working, so what the heck?
Richard, how many elements? Okay, Michael. I'll just say 7-3 for now. Thanks for taking my early check-in. 87 UQL.
Right here, 7-3, Daniel.
Okay, thanks much. 87 UQL.
Okay, go ahead if you want to make a call, and I'm going to swing the antenna down toward that direction also. Rob, go ahead.
KC5, DTU, 712.
Yeah, good evening, Curie. Good signal. Let's give Rob a chance to call and see if KB6RQU is there, and then you can pick it up with Rob, and I'm coming around.
Okay, Mike. KB6RQU. Rick, you on tonight for the 432 Bozo Net? KB6RQU. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo with K6MYC. Standing by. KB6RQU. Rick, you on tonight? I'm not hearing anything, Mike. I'm kind of guessing on my pointing because this is my setup where the rotor's off about 60 degrees plus a little. Anyway, good to hear you there, Kerry. KC5 DTU, KM6SRR.
Yeah, give me a date, will you?
Well, today would be 3:22 Zulu. It's 2:33 time.
I'm sorry, 3:23 date today, Zulu. 3-2. March 23rd today or 22nd today?
Zulu is 22nd. Locally, it's the 21st. So 22nd for Zulu, and the time is 2:33. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Now I got the time. I thought I've been off one day on my dates here.
Hello, Rob. I heard you in there. Also, I think we walked on AA6S. I heard him trying to check in. Did you get him?
No, we would hear him if he was trying to check in.
Yeah, I think we were going at the same time. So Bill was in there trying to check in.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, Roger. I've tried to check in 2 or 3 times, beginning to know everything's split out of the signal. Now, it shows about 800 watts. K6MYC and everybody else. Good evening to you there, Rob, and everybody else there. And get my sheets over here where I can see what's going on. And Kerry, I was going to ask you, is there anything going on in Arizona that you know about where the observatory is? Something weird happening there, or do you know anything? KC5 DTU AA6S, over.
I can give you a twisted pair later or tomorrow, Bill.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Seems like what I'm hearing there's some weird stuff going on there.
Is it that weird you can't mention it here, Kerry? Something new?
Do that instead of tying up the net here. Anyhow, good to hear you. Hope all is well down that way. And Rob, good to hear you. And you were working today. Tomorrow's your day off. So anyhow, KM6SRR, KC5 DTU.
Is this at Kit Peak something weird going on, Kerry? Can't you tell us anything?
I was talking to someone, Mike, and I haven't got the full story yet, so I'm still trying to sort out what was going on.
Well, strangely enough, I haven't heard any confirmation of the $2 million exchange to the judge in New York. Have you? I wonder if that was from a good source. It doesn't seem like it's coming up anywhere.
No, it was $10 million. So he got quite a payoff, and I don't think you're going to find it on the mainstream media, but it was $10 million.
Well, everybody's still worried about Trump's ability to come up with the money by Monday. He's got Monday until they start taking over Trump Palace.
I can tell you right now it's not going to happen, but anyhow, it was 10 million.
Okay, and it was Congress that found that, right?
That's affirmative. It came from one of the offshore accounts that he had.
Yeah, I can't believe nobody's picked up on that. I've been listening hard for that for 2 days. I haven't heard a damn thing about it. Anyway, carry on, Rob. Go ahead.
Okay, KB6RQU. Rick, you on yet down there for the 432 Bozo Net? KM6SR, standing by.
I don't hear him. KB6RQU. Rick, are you there tonight? K6MYC in the group. Yeah, nothing heard. I guess we should go toward the Tascadero. Maybe you can see if QUI is there, Bill.
Okay, I'll turn my antenna around.
Ken had called him, and he just said he'd been very busy, but maybe he can find time for us tonight. But Thursday's not a good night for him normally.
Kilo 6 Victor Bravo Golf.
Hey, 6 BBG, we've got you, Dave. How are you feeling today?
Well, I feel okay. I can't breathe, so, yeah. You know, just another day in paradise.
Well, it was a nice day. I don't know if you got a chance to get outside and enjoy it.
Yeah, I had doctor's appointments. I was down in Fresno.
What facility are you going to down there?
W6Q.
2 minutes to left.
QUI, W6QUI, AA6F.
What is it? Part of Kaiser or part of something else? Is it just individuals, doctors?
Oh, it's all individual doctors. Today had to do with something different. It had to do with my injuries.
Yeah, QSL.
W6QUI, AA6S.
WA6AAJ.
Gotcha. Gotcha, Mike.
Roger.
K6USY 1079.
W6BBS 72.
Good evening, Frank.
Yeah, good evening, Frank. K6 W6 BBS, K6MYC, booming signal.
Yep, very good. And you caught USY as well, right?
Yes, I got everybody.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Nothing heard from QUI, huh, Bill?
Yeah, I kicked the amp back on. No, didn't hear any replies.
Okay, well, as I said, he's always said it's a rare time when he doesn't have something going on Thursday night. So I didn't expect him, but I always want to give him a shot. We got to get somebody over there now that we've lost W6FM completely. It was FM that passed away, right?
Yes, it was. You got to use the moon bounce antenna to get to him.
Well, I don't know. I used to work him quite regularly up here.
Oh, he had a good signal here. I'm just talking about he's passed, and you're going to have to go to a higher power to get to him.
I got you. I went right over my head, Bill. I'm sorry. Okay. We're still waiting. Mike, anything new with you? Are you feeling a little better, getting all the neck and the angles and the triangles in the back and the whatever fixed up there?
Yeah, it's a little better, and I got a physical therapist appointment coming up, and he knows me and knows about my issues, so he's pretty good at it.
Oh, very good. Is that physical therapist in any way associated with the Sierra Orthopedic Group or somebody else?
No, it's called Cornerstone Therapy, and he's one of the owners, but
it's not like a massage or anything. Once he starts digging into you, you're in a little bit of pain while he's going through it. Over.
Okay.
You come out better, though.
They squeeze you through a meat grinder and you come out a whole hamburger instead of half?
Pretty much. Pretty amazing the way they find the problem area, and once they hit it, they go after it. So.
I don't know. I find a couple of spots on myself, and I find that if I just rub them, I can do it myself, and it's amazing what just a little bit of rubbing and pressure and stimulation in a bad area can help you. Even doing it yourself, once you can find it. Many times you can't reach it, But I've got a spot on my knee that goes bad, and I can rub it. It's a meniscus on my left knee, and it hasn't bothered me now for about 6 months. But I had terrible problems with it for a while. In fact, the right knee was replaced because it was so bad I couldn't stand the pain anymore. I couldn't get my foot off the gas over to the brake pedal. That was the big problem. That movement sideways was just brutal. But the left knee, I've been able to keep going, and I'm still got the original knee in there. But the meniscus problem is sort of going away. Maybe partly because I'm taking a lot of joint medicine and stuff.
Roger, do you take that turmeric?
Well, sort of. I think it's part of some other things I take. I take hyaluronic acid, and I also I'm taking a product now called Joint Food, and I can't tell, but I'm beginning to see the effects of it. I've gone through the first bottle now. Usually these things take 2 or 3 bottles of the stuff before it really starts to take effect. And I'm starting to see an improvement in a lot of joint feelings. Over.
Yeah, roger that. It does take 2 or 3 months to see if there's any effects by it. The other thing is sometimes you don't know until maybe if you lay off of it for a month or a few weeks, you might even know more. I don't know.
Well, that's true. It's hard to tell until you stop it. Is it doing any good? And you stop it, and all of a sudden the pain comes back. Why? It's easy on a aspirin because if you've got a headache the last 3 days and you take aspirin only lasts 6 hours and you stop taking aspirin, you get your headache back. But joint pains and other things like that don't operate that fast.
Yep, I understood.
Anyway. Let's see. We're looking for a few other check-ins here in this area. It would be nice to hear Ken. He's a functional, but he may not be on here tonight. WA60IB, N6BYH. Who else do we have in here that does 432 in the local area down there? I'm forgetting who else do we have. I didn't say hello to you, Aaron. We have you in here, of course. K6USY, take one, over.
Mike? Yeah, just hanging out and enjoying the weather and looking forward to some rain this weekend.
Yeah, it sort of clouded over toward the end of the day here. I had sun to the end of the day, but it kept getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So something seems like it's coming in.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm supposed to go to a softball game at Fresno State tomorrow night, and we'll see if we get rained on. K6USY.
Okay, yeah, we used to go to a lot of those softball games. Myrna, my wife, was a real fan of softball, and she enjoyed the heck out of that. And we had seats right behind the catcher, and. So we've gone to dozens and dozens of those women's softball, right?
Yeah, the Fresno State women's team.
Yeah, we've gone to dozens, if not more like 100 of those over the years.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. I'd rather go to baseball, but hey, it gets us out of the house. So, and my wife's birthday is on Saturday, and she wanted to go to a softball game, so that's what we're doing.
Well,
K6USY, back to net.
Yeah, good. I don't know if the same gal that was coaching it years ago is still there. I can't remember who. Do you know who the coach is for the Fresno?
No, I don't pay attention to that.
Okay. I just thought your wife might have mentioned if she was keeping up with it. Anyway, no worries. But I know the game. I know the seats. I know the stadium. Could probably walk in there backwards and get there. All right. Let's see. Anybody else before we move around to KW6S here? I'm hearing nobody, but maybe we'll catch somebody else later there. Let's go to the west and see if Tom is in here tonight.
Hey, Mike, I think we maybe forgot to see if Ben might be on. I know he's got 432, but I'm not sure if he's up and running there. KM6SR.
Well, he would have checked in by now. He's got, don't think he climbed on the roof and did any work on it. He says it looks right into the side of a building until he moves it. And I think he's got a feed line issue, and I think he's got a height issue, and he's got a location issue, and a few other little things there, but we can take a standby. Ben, if you're there, I'm sure you're hearing me. I'm giving you 800 and 900 watts down there. KN6SWR, N6 Sugar Whiskey Radio, K6MYC, calling you and standing by, Ben.
226 is here.
Oh, there he is.
I think you're right, Mike. He's also got a hurt shoulder, so he probably hasn't got it going. KM6SR.
Yeah, he's fallen now a couple of times after he repaired the shoulder, and it's worse than it was before he fixed it. You can't fall down and dislocate your rotor cup when you have an operation, and so he's screwed up terribly. But he doesn't want to go back and do it all over again. Good evening, Ken.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Good to hear you. WA60IB is here. Went over to Kerry's house today. Had a real nice visit with him over there. He has a nice ham shack over there. Anyway, I am here. WA60IB.
Okay. Was that on the way to or back from Widow Lake?
I went to Meadow Lakes yesterday. Today I was at the shop most of the day, and I finished at the shop about 4 o'clock, and then I went over to his place after that.
Yeah, good. It's not very far down the road from there, your shop, Larry's shop, is it?
Yeah, it's about 3 miles east.
And so you just jogged over there, did you?
Yeah, I went over there and we talked about it ahead of time. Anyway, it's right at 10 miles from my house here, so it's a little bit of a jaunt.
Yep. So what did he tell you about Ket Peak?
Oh, we discussed ham radio is all we discussed. We didn't get into anything else.
Oh, okay. Was it, let's see, Bill, did you ask Kerry about the observatories in Arizona, or did he mention it to you?
No, I asked him about it. I heard some weird stuff, and also heard we got some troops on the border there on Taiwan and China or something. I don't know if that's straight skinny or not either.
I mean, our troops or just advisors?
Our troops.
I think we should know about that.
Not with the media we got.
Not with what?
I say not with the news media we have.
Well, it may not all be news media. It may be squelched for any number of reasons, but they may not know anything about it either. How did you know about it?
I got a guy I listen to.
Who is it?
Dude on TV.
Can't you say the name?
Yeah, it's some Baptist preacher that's got all kinds of guys that call in and tell him what's going on. He seems to get information before anybody else does, so I try to listen to him in the daytime there and see what he's saying. But anyway, he's got a couple of insiders. His name is Bailey.
So you say he's on regular TV, or is he a podcaster?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. So it's not exactly TV. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's on my TV.
I'm surprised that they would allow him on YouTube.
Oh, he's probably got a lot of clout. Who knows? They'd probably be scared to take him off. He's got so many guys watching him.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Let's take a listen to him, and he's talking about they're thinking, he's just guessing what this they might have seen there at that observatory, because they apparently, what he's saying, they closed the post office and hauled everybody out of there, and the FBI showed up, if you can believe any of that stuff. Go ahead.
I mean, in Arizona or Oklahoma?
Arizona.
They closed the post office. Now, what the hell would that have to do with Kit Observatory?
Well, it's such a small town that the post office, I think, is the town, from what I've heard. I don't know. We'll have to find out from Kerry.
Boy, oh boy. I guess I should try to get a hold of Jim Kennedy. You know, he worked there for a while. He's the guy that went around the world and put in 6 sun observatories, K6MIO. He's moved to Florida now, and I haven't heard anything from him for about a year. I'm getting worried that he's not up to par. I thought by now he'd have his station on the air and be talking, but I haven't heard from him. But he would know. He would probably have some connection there at Kit Peak. He could give us some insight, I hope. I wonder if it's got anything to do with the upcoming lunar eclipse.
Well, this dude was saying they might have seen something, because they got a lot of students there. They might have seen something they don't want anybody else to know about.
Well, what can you see looking up, unless they were looking at satellites?
Well, satellites, flares, who knows what.
I mean, sun flares?
Sun flares, or maybe this Planet X they've been talking about for years. Who knows?
Okay. This Planet X is the one that the UFO boys are flying around, huh?
Well, who knows? I'm not that much into it, but they keep talking about it. Like I say, we need to find out from Kerry.
Yeah, well, that would be interesting. All kinds of stuff going on in Oklahoma. They're preparing for the lunar eclipse. They brought in the National Guard, and they're all set up. They've got bioweapons equipment, and along with being fully armed and ready to go, and they're shutting the schools down and everything in Oklahoma for some reason over that period.
Boy, that is weird. I haven't heard about that one. Boy, that's scary. Anyway, back to you, Mikey. I don't know what's going on. We need to. Somebody knows more than I do. Go ahead.
Well, that's the problem. We're only getting, out of 100% of the news that's out there, we're only getting maybe 5%, and a lot of it's being not given to us. It's not that we can't handle it. It's just that they're feeding us what they think we want to hear.
That's about it, including the banks all going under.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, my own theory on that: the higher power guys want to belly everybody up, so when everybody files bankruptcy and the banks take it over, the bank buddies can buy the property back up. That's what happened to my dad's place, and a bunch of other people we know back then. So during the 29 thing, they wouldn't lend them any money. Only needed about $300, and couldn't get anything. So anything's possible. Mikey, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I understand that the big corporations are buying up personal homes now, like gangbusters, because people can't afford their homes. They have to leave them, or they have to sell them. They can't afford the house payments anymore, and so on. So the corporations are buying them up. And then they rent them out, and they can make good money if you have the right connections. You get the right kind of people in there, and they're making tons of money on those rentals. And then, of course, it screws up the marketplace as far as giving homes available to the general public, because those houses now become worth more, and yada, yada, yada. It's a mess. Okay, we should probably move on with the net. Let me move the antenna over toward the Bay Area.
Yeah, mine's pointed pretty much towards where Steve is, or KW6S in that general direction there. Maybe Tom's on. KW6S, are you copying me? Tom, A6S, over.
KW6S, K6MYC, KW6S for the Bozo Net, K6MYC, over.
K6MYC, KW6S. Good evening, Mike.
Yeah, good evening. And I don't think you heard him, but Bill just called you Alpha 6 Sugar. You might bump the antenna down that way and give Bill a call and see if you guys can make a connection there. And then we'll also check for Lee to see if he's going, if you know anything about his Quaggy today. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC.
No, I don't know about Lee, but I was hearing you and Bill doubling there, so I'll move the antenna a little bit there because he was a little bit weak. A6S, KW6S.
Hello, Tom.
KW6S, A6S. Yeah, I got the antler pointed at you now, it looks like. I think it's on you there. Anyway, you're Q5 here. Not real strong, probably the same with me, but you're Q5. KW6S, A6S, good evening, over.
Good evening there, Bill. Yeah, there's a little bit of noise, but it's a good steady signal and no little bouncing warble or anything going on, so that's a good thing. That makes it Q5. A6S, KW6S.
Yeah, Roger, Tom. KW6S, A6S. And I'll turn it over to Mikey there. K6MYC, A6S. Go ahead, Mike.
Roger, right over to you, Ken. W6OIB, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. KW6S, good evening. Just want to say hi. WA6OIB.
WA6OIB, KW6S. Yeah, boy, I heard you last night and jumped in a little bit, and at least twice tonight, but you got doubles each time. Yeah, how are things going down there?
Oh, they're going good. Working away. Yeah, you're 20 over, so good solid signal here. 20 over 9, just loud as all get out. So, anyway, just wanted to say hi and hope you're having a great evening.
Yeah, spent some time on a mountain doing some antenna work today, and down here tonight and back to the radio and enjoying things and looking forward to with the high numbers we're getting. I'll probably spend some time on 6 tomorrow and try to see what I can find. WA6OID, KW6S, back to you, Mike.
Do you want to give us some numbers? I haven't looked at the numbers for a couple of weeks. I have no idea what they're doing, over.
SFI 197, A is 27, and K is 4.
Yeah, well, that was a solar event. That's what's driving that A up there. Okay, and the numbers look good. Getting close to 200. We might have some F2. May not make it this far north, but hopefully somebody gets some F2 out of this thing.
Yeah, well, I'll be on it.
Hello, Mike.
Probably tomorrow.
Hello.
I'll be gone early in the morning, but I'll be back and spend most of the rest of the day here, so I can do my every 5 or 10 minutes calling CQ on FT8.
Okay. Yeah, well, I listened all day off and on here, but not very much. While I'm thinking of it, I hear you, Fred. Stand by just a second. Let me check. If you're still in here, Frank, I wonder if you got an update on the weather report thing for the weekend and all. Current times and when things are going to happen. W6BBS, K6MYC.
Yeah, roger that, Mike. we're looking at primarily from Friday evening, 11 p.m. thereafter, throughout Saturday evening at my elevation, 1.25 1.5 inches. You're looking at a 1/2 inch at your elevation in that time frame. Then it's going to linger on through Monday evening, but much lighter. So the bulk of it is Friday night through Saturday night. Over.
Okay. Well, it's a shame to have such a little amount of rain and wasting 4 days in there.
Yeah. Now, if they would do a couple inches a day, that would be helpful.
That would get me up and standing and no clapping hard. Okay. Anyway, let's see here. Back over to you, Tom, and then we'll take a standby and see if you can hear Lee over there. Give Lee a call. KB6LEE is cue it up, Lee. KW6S to take it, and then over to Lee, K6NYC.
Very good, yeah. KB6LEE, KB6LEE, and you're on deck. KW6S.
Hey Lee, you're S9 here at my location, WA60IB.
That's weird. I don't hear a thing.
Well, I'm in Clovis. I'm about 6 or 7 miles south of Mike. Well, probably some terrain problems there. I don't know. But you're solid S9, good signal, no problem at all. And good to see you, Lee. WA60IB. Hails Ken, by the way. Kilowatt Echo November. Well, you're getting over here just fine. Yeah. I'm just a little tiny bit north of due east of you, so I've got you peaked at just a little bit south of due west. So anyway, you're sounding good, and it's good to hear you. 20 watts is doing fine. I'm running 160 watts here with a brick here, a TE brick. So with a 9700. So like the rest of the guys, but it's really good to hear you. And the best I've heard you so far, WA60IB. Okay, thank you, Lee. Back to you, Mike.
Okay. Well, Lee, I think maybe if you can do it, Lee, and you can hear me, you probably ought to wiggle the antenna to see if you can get more signal up to me, because you're detectable, and that's all I can say. I haven't gotten one usable word yet, but I can find your signal and I can peek on you, but there's no signal strength there for readability. I can just detect you. So if you want, I'm giving you a little chatter. I don't know if you've got a rotator under it or you can move it, but I think you're pointing a little bit too far south. You've got to run it maybe a little bit more north for me. There shouldn't be any reason I can't hear you. You don't have any blockage on 2 meters. You're rock solid on 2 meters. It's got to be a knife edge issue. And so it's got to be a height above ground issue, and you're just not knife edging me. I'm in a null on your Fresnel zone. There's a Fresnel zone that's created on a knife edge, and I may be in a null here. Over. Probably told him something he doesn't know what it is, Tom.
Really loud, a lot louder at 128 degrees, and I don't know if he moved his antenna, but a lot stronger, and which is where I point for Visalia. So kind of an odd one for me here with Ken. I've never noticed that before.
Yeah, and you're really weak for me. You're down to just about Q5, but you can't go much lower, and I'm going to lose you. You must be pointed to Visalia.
Yeah, I'm back pointed at you now.
Okay, well, when you point at me, I've got to move my antenna. I'm pointed south to pick you up, beaming toward Visalia. But it's really strange. Obviously, the Aggie's working for Lee, but it's strange that we can't hear a trace of him here. Let me see if Frank, did you hear any trace of Lee over there?
Not rotating.
Oh, you're not rotating. Okay. I thought you were going to rotate tonight.
No, only the 1296 because I wanted to test it.
Oh, okay. I was thinking we were on 1296. Yeah, I was thinking when I pictured that, my brain went to the 1296 array. Okay. You don't have much antenna either, comparatively. I can hear him, but he just doesn't come up. And it's about the same signal strength for about 10 degrees, which it means it's just getting scattered all over hell. But I suspect if he went up another 2 or 3 feet, it might make the difference. Would you find out, Tom, if he's hearing me?
Does he have, has he tried the beacon?
Okay.
He's just barely hearing you, Mike. That's all.
Not to copy anything either. So it sounds like you guys have a reciprocal signal.
Well, that's interesting because you're 20 over 9 and he's S9, which sounds about. And I'm pointed. I peak right at you. It's the same place for both you guys at 273, just a little bit south of due west. So, and it's a good solid peak on both of you. It's not scattered at all. So I guess, Mike, because you're up in the hills, is where you're getting all that scattering. I'm sure. Over.
Not from my hills.
Well, I don't know. All I'm saying is I don't see any scattering. He's good. They're both got nice sharp peaks right at 273. If I move off of there, they start dropping real hard.
Yeah, well, the peak for me for Lee is at 277. The peak for me for Tom is 271 tonight. Over.
Okay, well they're both peaking for me right at the same point, so that's interesting.
Lee, if you can pass this on to Lee, 2 questions or 2 things. Number 1, he wants to know, Frank wants to know if Lee has heard the beacon. It's at 432.275, 432.275, and he has to point a little bit north of me. It's 15 miles north of me where the beacon is, but it's a lot higher. And it would be helpful if he can hear that. Number 1. Number 2, is it possible for him to raise the antenna by a half wavelength or a little bit? Do you want me to explain Fresnel zones on knife edge, Tom? Over.
No, I think we'll get into that. He and I can kick that around, but I think he's as high as he feels safe in going with it at this time. But maybe a little different location, or maybe since there seems to be a little success with Ken, we might be able to keep pushing a game there somewhere.
Well, maybe he can lower the antenna. Sometimes lowering it or raising it will change that Fresnel zone, the knife edge angle that goes over the hill. And you just have to change the angle, and I must be in a null. He must have the rest of us all to the north of him in a big null here. And he's knife edging down to a lower elevation, and we're up higher, and it's just a null here. So it's a knife edge null. It's a Fresnel zone, and there's nulls and peaks when you do this. It's really an odd thing, but you can go too high or too low. And if you're knife edging over something, I had a TV station down here, channel 26. I couldn't get it at all. I raised the antenna 3 feet, and it was in there rock solid. Over.
Yeah, I know. It does that on some of the 20 and 40 meter stuff at a friend of mine's house because he's got such steep roll off in certain directions, and he's played with the height above ground to optimize for Japan, and also on a different antenna optimized for South America, which is a little different than the Fresnel zone for the knife edge. But yeah, I'll kick that around with him. He can probably lower it a little bit and give that a try. I don't know if he's done, I don't think he had any luck with the beacon. I haven't listened for it here lately, but I will tomorrow.
Okay. But he's barely hearing me, is that it?
Yeah, it's just about like you. You can tell somebody's there, but you can't understand a word.
Yeah, but he's running 20 watts, and I've got 16 dB on him here at 800, so I'm just struggling why he can't hear me.
There's a possible suspicion that the receiver is not as hot on that particular radio as it should be.
Yeah, okay, well, that would explain it. I am running a preamp up near the antenna. It's not at the antenna, but it's only less than a dB away, over.
Yeah, that's kind of what I have here, too.
Okay. Anyway, good try, and I think maybe I would just say lower the antenna a foot or two and see what happens, and I can run a test with him anytime he wants. If you want to give him my home phone, you'd be my pleasure, over.
Okay, I'll kick that around with him after we get done with the net here.
Because I can jump on 432 anytime within about 1 or 2 minutes. I can be on 432 normally, over.
I think we doubled a bit there.
I said I can get on 432 anytime within a minute or two.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind, and I'll talk to Lee about it.
He probably wouldn't lose Ken. He might drop down in signal strength, but he can give up a lot with Ken just to get something over here, because Frank can't hear him, I can't hear him, and Rob can't hear him.
Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of times Ken hears me better than you do on some of the bands, too, so we could have some big chunk of rock somewhere in the way.
There's something in the way tonight, I can tell you, because you're way down from normal.
Let's see. I'm maybe down. Yeah, probably somewhere in the 800 watt range tonight.
Okay, well, this is where I would normally point for you right here. Now, watch this. This is 278. Let me go down. 270. 277. Well, I'm sorry, 273, 272, back to 271.
Hey, Mike, I doubled with you. I'm hearing Tom pretty good, and I heard some words from Lee, KM6SRR.
Okay. Did you copy that, Tom?
No, I didn't. I'm a little concerned that my rotor might be off a little bit. Let's see. I'm moving down to where Ken peaked up. Is that? Did I drop way off?
No, but you did drop off. Yes.
Okay. I'll have to do an eyeball on that tomorrow.
Well, now you're back up again. Rob is hearing you pretty well tonight, and he's also hearing Lee. Now, he has a worse shot to you than I do. So something is, it's a knife edge thing, I'm sure. Have Lee make another transmission, over.
KB6LEE, KW6S. Can you do another transmission for Mike in the crowd?
Copied 100%, Tom.
Great. What's different?
Well, I had to crank clear down to 262. I think he moved the antenna because I was down here before. I didn't hear a thing. But he must have moved the antenna. Now I'm clear down at 262. I'm south of Monterey, but I'm getting some kind of a bounce on him. How about you, Rob? Are you getting him?
I'm hearing some words, but I can't quite make them out, over.
Okay, Rob's hearing words. I'm getting full copy, but it's very light. It's Q5, but S1. But let's see, Lee, KB6 Lima Echo Echo. Are you copying me now? Okay, 6MYC, over.
Yeah, I just took a video of him, too, showing that it was solid at S9 the whole time.
Well, he should listen to the stream because I'm hearing him and he's not hearing me, so he's got receive issues.
Lee, are you hearing Mike now?
I am just barely hearing Mike. And as a matter of fact,
Tom, can you get him to come down about 50 cycles? He sounds like a duck here, over.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it is. Yeah, Mike, he's still not hearing you well enough to work anything out there. But I think we need to take a peek into the front end of that radio.
Well, yeah, but I'm copying him. The point is he's up in frequency also. Can you get him to shift down about 50 cycles?
I concur.
Boy, you both sound good to me. Lee, can you shift down about 50 hertz?
Okay, I'm at 100. I'll tune down to 100.
He's still up.
Yeah, tuning now. Yeah, everybody sounds good to me, though.
You're fine. It's him.
He went too far, went way too far.
100 to 150 too far. Go back up 100 to 200. You're getting closer, up another 50 to 100, over. Long way.
Said go up another 100 hertz, so keep moving back towards where you were.
Yeah, Lee, if you're copying, just come down from where you were just a little tiny bit.
Okay, I'm back at 100.36, so, and that is where everybody sounds good to me right now.
But your audio is stronger if you come down a little bit. Can you come down just a tiny, tiny bit?
Okay, I'm down at,
yeah, go split the difference, and you'll be okay. You're right back where you started from. Maybe your radio won't go that fine. I don't know, but you're jumping back and forth too far. That's a little bit better. What do you say, Mike?
Well, he's down right now. I can't. He didn't make a long enough transmission, but let's not belabor this frequency thing. He's obviously got limitations. He's also got a hearing problem.
Yeah, like Tom, like you say, you may want to take a look at that radio, put a generator on it, see if it's sensitive at all. Maybe there's an issue there.
Yeah, it was a used radio and kind of unknown background, I think.
What kind of radio is it?
FT 897.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got an 897. That'll tweak finer than maybe he's got the setup so it's going too far. You can adjust the jump for that thing every time it hits the encoder. You can vary that, and I think he's got it set too high. He's jumping too far.
Also possibly misreading dial. But as we said, that's not the big problem. The interesting thing was both you and Mike were kind of hearing him through all of those transitions in frequency.
Yeah.
You fixed that.
When he was tuned low in frequency, he was booming here. He was coming in real strong, but his audio is obviously is not tailored perfectly, because he's got lots of audio when he's low frequency. He goes really loud like this.
Well, I've never met him to know what his natural voice is, but I hear him on two radios, and he sounds about the same on both.
Well, you're close. Okay, just let it go for now. If he can raise or lower the antenna, I heard him say he can go up as much as 3 feet. I don't think he wants to go 3 feet. I think it'll happen probably in the neighborhood of 12 to 24 inches.
Okay, we'll shoot for a foot and 2 feet.
Alrighty. Again, tell him that he wants to check it anytime through the next few days over the weekend. I'll be happy to run a test with him. Over.
Good night, Tom, and good night, Lee. WA60IB.
And Frank's got a comment. Did you start to hear him, Frank?
Negative. What I wanted to tell you is tell him that all day long the beacon's running all day long, so he can point at the beacon and raise that antenna up and down throughout the day until he finds the sweet spot. Over.
You hear that, Tom?
No, I'm not hearing Frank at all. Either.
Okay, what he said was he should tune on the beacon frequency of 275 and then raise the antenna and lower it until he peaks on it. Over.
Yeah, that'll be a good chance. Raise and lower while listening to the beacon. So, yeah, that'd be a good plan.
Beacon's on all day long. It's running about 20-25 watts.
Okay, I'll check it out in the morning and see if I can hear it, too.
Alrighty. Let's get out of here. We got the other guys waiting in the Bay Area. They're being very patient with us, but I was trying to give Lee all the possibility of figuring out what's going on, and he's almost Q5 most of the time. A little bit of QSB down here at 262. So he's not getting to me on the direct path, but maybe he will after he gets the knife edge things fixed over.
Okay, we'll see if that happens.
Alrighty. Well, all these problem goes away when you put them up 100 feet, Tom.
Or more.
Okay. 7-3.
Good night, Tom and Lee, W60IB.
Give me Lee's Bozo number. I think it's 1098.
That's right.
Roger, I hear you, Lee.
All right, thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Good night, Ken. Good night, Mike. W6LEE.
Yeah, KB6LEE, K6MYC. Obviously, you're copying a little better now. 73, Lee. Enjoy the weekend. Call me if you need help. Over.
Roger. You did give me your phone number. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Let me go back up into the Bay Area. Fred's waiting here patiently. There we are. Fred, sorry to keep you waiting there. We had a new guy trying to get his antenna to work right. KD6, oh, for heaven's sake, Fred. KD6SOK, go ahead.
Pickup 711.
KD6SOK, Fred. I guess they gave up on us. So much for patience, huh?
Well, it's been over half an hour, so they're probably found something on TV to watch.
Oh, for God's sake, they got streaming. Just pay attention to what's going on. You might learn something.
Yeah, some of them don't bother to stream because of the delay.
Because of what?
Hi, Jim, WB6JNN, WA60IB, and the gang. How you doing? Okay, did you get that, Mike?
I can't even hear Jim.
No, he said, some of the guys have wandered off because it's getting late. So Jim is there. He's good and strong. Any flying today, Jim? Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that. Okay, very good. Go ahead, Mike.
I'll have him transmit again. I'm listening vertical for Jim. I can't hear him at all on horizontal.
Okay, yeah. Give Mike another call. He's searching for you there. WB6JNN, WA60IB.
WB6JNN, I found you way down, way down in Heading here. The path is very strange tonight, Jim. I'm down at 277 for you, and you're very marginal, very, very weak here, but very, very poor signals. It's not your fault. It's just the path. When all the signals seem to be down low tonight. Anyway, good evening to you. I didn't copy much, but I did hear your call sign when you turned it over to me. WB6JNN, K6MYC, Bozo Net, over. I got the last half, but not the first half. I got it when you started to say marginal, so obviously my signals are way down as well, over. I'm just pushing right up toward 800, maybe a little more than 800 watts here, so we're giving all I can give you. All right, let's see if anybody else up other than Ken is copying up here. Ken, Frank, are you getting anything from Jim? Frank must have gone out. How about you, Rob?
No, I searched. I couldn't find him.
Okay. Yeah, okay, well, that's the way it is. Thanks for sticking around, Jim. Sorry it took so long there, but we were trying to get a signal from Lee with a new antenna down there in Watsonville area. Thanks very much, and sorry we missed some of the other guys. If you know who was in here, please tell Ken who you heard on the band, and we'll check him in, over.
Okay, about 20 minutes ago, WFC, Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie was in there, Mike.
And K6MI was trying to check in as well.
I don't hear John, but I got him. I hear you, John, but you're weaker than the Bay Area guys.
Oh, hello, W6PQL. Hi, Jim, and hi, Mike.
Yeah, hi, W6PQL. Now, if you'll give me some chatter, I want to peek on you and see if you're off like Jim is there, over.
Yeah, I'm copying everybody, including KB6WFC, who is also on frequency. I'm copying Ken, I'm copying you, and Mr. Eagleson is in there as well. So, it's all okay here. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay, well, I tuned up to the 287 where you normally are, and that's where you are. You're peaking right here where you should be, but Jim is way down at 270-something. So really odd conditions tonight. Thanks, Jim.
Okay. Did you get KB6WFC also?
Yeah, we got FC. We don't have anybody else. We've got Jim. We did get KD6SOK, but he did not stick around. He left. And we got you, so I don't know who else. Just the four of you so far. Anybody else? I haven't heard AXX.
Yeah, I haven't heard Ed either. Anybody else on frequency in the Bay Area? W6PQL and K6MYC.
432. This is Kilowatt 6 Whiskey India Sugar.
We hear you, 637. Thank you.
Was that Paul?
Yeah, good signal.
Okay, hi, Paul.
Yeah, good evening, Jim, if you can hear me. W6PQL, you're 5x3, and K6MYC, you're also 5x3 into the foothills here, over.
Yeah, Roger, good copy, not real strong, but perfect copy, Paul, thank you. Do you have any other check-ins there? How about the Clear Lake boys?
Negative on Clear Lake, but I did hear KR6MR earlier this evening, just before the net started, before 7:30, over.
Okay, well, we'll be up your way shortly. We got delayed here. We were trying to help a new guy get on, and he was having antenna issues and pointing issues and all sorts of things, and we had some very strange conditions over here. So we finally got him sorted out, but he was booming into Clovis, and we couldn't hear him here at all at first. Really strange. Ken and I are only about 8 miles apart here. It's really odd. Anyway, Ken's down low, and I'm up high. Apparently his knife edging is not getting over the hill right. Anyway, not to degrade his capability. It's just that he's leaving me in a null here with the knife edge, I think, from his place in Watsonville. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for checking in. K6WIS, backscatter from Placerville, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Mike. Whiskey India Sugar.
Yeah, and you're coming in a little bit south of where I peak for Jim. I went down a couple of degrees and you came up a little bit there. 73s, Paul, thank you.
Radio, 73s, Mike. K6WIS is clear.
Thank you, sir. Well, have a good weekend. We'll see you Sunday. Okay, anybody else in the Bay Area? K6MYC Bozo Net.
WA6AXX, no traffic.
Oh, there you are. Okay, hi, Ed.
Hello, nothing much going on here. I am working on a fundraiser, but we'll see if we still need it Sunday night. I'll talk about it then.
Hello there, Ed.
Fundraiser for some ham radio project, somebody local?
No, it's a guy in Florida. He's in the ham, but no, there's this guy in Florida that needs $464 million by Monday. So if he doesn't come up with it, we'll talk about it Sunday night.
Oh, I've got him covered, by the way.
Yeah, I chipped in my 2 cents worth.
Very good. Okay, that's about it here. Back to Mikey.
I guess you didn't hear that the judge that gave him that fine took a $10 million bribe from Biden. Did you hear that?
Oh, give me a break. Come on. Come on. Give me a break.
Well, he gave him a break.
Guys, come on. Come on, come on, come on.
Hey, by the way, you're 10 over, so beautiful signal tonight. WA60IB, sounding great.
Yeah, Ken, you're about 20 over. Very good signal also. Doing great.
Mike, it's low tonight. That's it. The conditions are just that way for some reason. One of those nights that everything comes in low.
A little bit of QSB, but yeah, good conditions.
Nothing for. I think we want to check and see if there's anybody else in the Bay Area. We've only got U5 so far. KB6BA hasn't been in, and K6KLY. We did get KD6SOK earlier, but he didn't stick around. Could you hear the station in Watsonville at all, Ed? WA6AXX, K6MYC. Could you hear the Watsonville station at all, Ed?
Oliver's trying to talk to you, Mike.
Yeah, Oliver just finished, so try to listen for Oliver, Mikey, if you need to tweet. No, I did not hear the Watsonville station, LEE, is that who it was? I did not hear him, no.
Roger, just curious, he got over here, Ken had him at S9, and I couldn't even tell he was in there hardly until we pointed way off axis somewhere. So very odd conditions tonight. KB6BA, Oliver, go ahead and try it. I'll see if I can find you. K6MYC. Tell him he's Q3. I got him.
Yeah, Oliver, are you copying me? WA60IB here. Okay, yeah, Mike's got you about an S3. He's got you an S3, but apparently, well, we'll see. Anyway, you're sounding great to me here. You're about an S8 to S9, WA60IB.
No, not S3. He's Q3, barely readable.
Oh, Q3, Oliver. Q3 at Mike. He's having a hard time copying you.
Okay, thank you for the report.
Right. Okay. We're equal then. Okay. Very good. Well, good. Thank you for checking in. Okay. Back to net.
Okay. I guess I'm going to have to lay my antennas on the ground. You didn't hear the early part of this evening, Ken. I came on the band, and I hear a CW in there. And I turn around, and it's Richard. Richard's running 8 watts, and I could hear him pointed toward Bakersfield. We turned around. We have a perfect sideband contact with his 8 watts from Lost Valley, Nevada. Over.
Wow, that's cool.
So I have propagation somewhere.
Yeah, right. Well, you're high and he's high. Maybe that's that's the secret there.
Yeah, it's the damnedest thing, though. That's the best I've ever heard Richard. He was just rocking in here, and you could go back and listen to it on the stream. He was just really strong. At the final end of it, he got down to Q3, but he was really good for about 2-3 minutes. Amazing. And the antenna's on the fence at about 6 feet high. I think it's a 10-element Cushcraft or something stupid. Over.
Right. Yeah, I remember that's what he does with that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I hear him better on 432 tonight than I heard him on 6 meters last night. Or on Monday, I mean. Unbelievable. Okay. I guess we're through with the Bay Area. Anybody else in the Bay Area? K6MYC, over. Nothing heard. Okay, let's go up and see if the ERF is there. And you may have to call ERF if he's not hearing me. He may not be in there. It's pretty late. K6 Echo Romeo Fox. How about it, Russ? K6 Echo Romeo Fox. K6MYC.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Copy quite a few stations. It looks like we're having some pretty heavy tropos starting to creep in on the Bay Area, over my area, not yours, but I'm glad to see something begin to work there, so we might have some good conditions later on at 432. Go ahead. Are you copying me okay?
Oh, yeah, copy you fine. You're solid. Much better than most of the Bay Area. So we've got some kind of a weird layer thing going on. With the knife edging and the height of the antennas. Ken's doing much better tonight down on the flatlands than I am up here. Anyway, you're doing fine. Let's see if Ken's copying you there at Martinez. How about it, Ken?
Oh, you betcha. Good evening, Russ. Good to hear you. Yeah, you're about an S6, S7 here. Not as loud as I'd expect from the rest of the guys, but you're still in good Q5 copy. K6ERF, WA60IB.
Yeah, WA60IB, K6ERF. Okay, fine, Ken. Yeah, I always copy you about the same strength almost as Mike there. So anyway, it's an interesting night, but tropos begin to favor my area right here in the San Francisco and Vallejo area. So it's a pretty strong one too. I hope it continues. We haven't seen this for many months here. That's why I keep track of it to see how it relates to what we actually see and hear here. So we'll let it go and we'll catch their next net night. K6MYC, K6ERF 199.
Okay, thank you, Russ.
You went up to S9 that time, Russ.
Yeah, you went down almost out on me.
Oh, you're both very strong. You're over S9 all the time.
I moved the antenna to get you back up again, but the path for me is just wandering.
You have problems there. You talk about that wandering. Your antenna's not moving automatically, is it?
No, I wish. No wind here at all. Over.
Yeah, anyway, real good. You have a good weekend. I'll get you next net night. Got to take off here. It is a little bit late on this is the latest I checked in here on 432 in a long time, about an hour and 15 minutes here. So we keep busy doing other things. 7-3.
Yeah, well, we were trying to get a station in Watsonville on the air, and he was struggling with the antenna. It was really odd because I couldn't hear him at all, and Ken had him at S9. It was just we were struggling with what the hell he was doing wrong pointing. Anyway, we finally got him sorted out, sort of. I think it's a knife edge thing, but anyway, it was really odd. He built a Quaggy, and we'd never had it working before, and I would have said it still ain't working for me, but it was working for Ken, so obviously he's got it working. It's just it wasn't propagating to me tonight. We finally heard him, but I had to point way down south to get him on some kind of a weird bounce. 7-3, Russ, and we'll talk more about these strange phenomena later. K6MYC.
Roger, Nick. Good night.
Night. How about K6, N6RO? Are you there, Ken? Has anybody heard Ken tonight? Have you heard him, Russ?
No, not tonight. N6RO, are you on tonight?
He had a couple of Zoom meetings and other stuff. He wasn't sure if he may not even have an antenna that's working. He's got water in the coax or watering the antenna or something, and it's working very poorly.
Well, he's a busy fellow with contesting and being a musician and all that. I don't know how he keeps up with it all.
Well, he got help, but this antenna got water in it way back at the beginning of the season, and it's been downhill ever since. So he checks in, but he doesn't. Sometimes he doesn't even hear me on it, so it's really poor. One last call. N6RO. Make some kind of a squiggly noise or something, Ken, so we know you're there. N6RO. K6MYC Bozo Net. I can't get a peep out of him.
Come back to the tin cans and a string.
Not even that. All right, thanks, Russ.
It's too dry. You got to wet the string first.
Oh, is that what it is?
Absolutely.
With salt water? Or mayonnaise?
He's a technician, you can tell.
Okay. Let's just check and see if Steve is back. W6 Sugar Whiskey, are you back home yet? Apparently not. Okay, we're going right to Sacramento. Or I'm going to stop at Clear Lake, but they didn't check in anywhere yet. Clear Lake is probably way too late for Clear Lake. N1PPP, K6MYC, over. N1PPP and KA60SX in Clear Lake, K6MYC. And I'm not knife edging in there either. Okay, KJ6KFB, how about you, Darren? KJ6KFB, West Sacramento, K6MYC. KO6KD in Roseville.
This is K6WIS, you're 5x7, Mike.
Yeah, and I'm not even pointed at you yet. Booming signal on the direct path. Who knows? Go figure, huh?
Well, maybe Ken OIB is right. There's a high station to high station is good tonight, but high to low is bad. Over.
US9 here, Paul.
Oh, thanks, Ken. Yeah, I think you're about the S3 here. Okay, WA6OIB, K6WIS, Placerville.
Yeah, K6WIS, WA6OIB. Well, that's one thing. Mike can hear you on that bounce over towards the Bay Area, but I can just barely hear you at best. So that path has never been good, but the direct path has always been useful. So that's the high and low of it. WA6OIB.
Yeah, that's interesting. WA6OIB, this is K6WIS. Yeah, you're peaking 5x4 on the direct path, but on the Bay Area bounce, I did not hear one little bit of you there, Ken. So, yeah, it's got something to do with elevation, I'm sure. So anyway, great to have a chat with you guys again, and I'll just stand by. This is Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar, Placerville Foothills.
Very good. You should listen to yourself on the stream. It's quite impressive. It's a little fluttery. I can't seem to get rid of the flutter. I went back and forth on you, but you're coming in even in directions where I don't normally hear you. Anyway, see if KR6MR. John, are you there or did you go to bed?
I'm here, Mike. KR6MR, Bozo 75.
Okay, very good. Got you, Q5, John. If you'll give me some chatter, we're having very, very funny path conditions this evening in different directions, so maybe I can find a peek on you there, over.
Roger. in beautiful Meadow Vista.
Yeah, it's very narrow, but I've got you a little bit off, a little bit to the south tonight by 3 or 4 degrees. That seems to be the best. Anyway, good evening to you. Sorry we're so late here, but we were trying to help out a new guy that just got his Quaggy going this evening, and he was struggling with, he couldn't hear. We could hear him with 20 watts, but he couldn't hear our 800, over.
Hey, John. KR6MR, WA60IB. Good solid S9 here. I think the best I've heard you on 432. You sound great tonight.
Yeah, okay, WA60IB, KR6MR. The only thing that I get real strong here is hay pods.
Oh, boy. That's no good. We'll have to fix that somehow. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to say hi to you there and let you know you're good solid in Clovis here. WA60IB. Night-night.
Okay, thanks for the contact. WA60IB and K6MYC, KR6MR.
John, have you heard Bill tonight?
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, just having a hard time getting checked in, Mike. I'm not hearing you very well.
Yeah, well, join the crowd. I'm not hearing you well either. KO6KD. How about Darren? Was he in here earlier?
Yeah, KO6KD776 saying hello, and hey Ken, hi John, and I'll stand by. Go ahead, Darren.
Yeah, I hear you, Darren. KJ6KFB from K6WIS. Good evening there, Bill. Good signal here, 5x5 off the back end.
Yeah, I've got you off the side, so we're hearing each other well. I'm just not hearing anybody else down south very well. Mike, if you got me checked in, I'll stop the pain and I'll get out of the way here, and we'll catch you in the morning.
Yeah, I hear you fine now. You came way up, but I didn't hear anything from Darren. Did Darren come in?
Yes, Paul was talking to him. Good, Paul.
Yeah, I was getting to Darren here, 5x3. So KJ6KFB is here, Mike, over.
Have him make another transmission. I'll see if I can find him here.
Bravo. How about it, Mike? KYC, K6, MYC. See if you can get it dialed in for the night. Well, we know 432 is always a challenge, so here we go. Over.
You're fine. I'm pointing at Clear Lake, only 20 degrees off of you, but you're fine at Clear Lake, over.
Oh, yeah, that's about where you usually find me. Well, sometimes. Yeah, it's strange how pointing to Clear Lake seems to come up this valley a lot better. Anyway, I'll let you jump in and jump back out. I know there's more wings in the wings. KJ6, KFB.
Okay, well, I'm sorry the other night we checked in and I told you to hang on and then we never got back to you, but I know you understand it got really confusing with many check-ins for an unusual evening there, over.
Yeah, not a worry. The band's just falling apart again. Well, it is what it is, and I got a meeting here coming up top of the hour I got to prep for, so we'll let you move along.
Okay. 7-3, we got you fine. You're Q5 here.
QSL, Mike. KJ6, KFC clear.
By you, can you copy them all?
Oh yeah, I'm copying everybody. I'm just I'm writing an email to Lee. I'm going to send him that video.
Okay. I'm going to go on up, see if there's anybody else here. KW6T, are you in here, Russ? Anybody else for 432 Bozo Net, K6MYC, pointing towards Sacramento generally?
You came up quite a bit now.
Well, I moved back in your direction.
Hello there, Bill.
Bill, did you copy Ken?
Yeah, Ken's not as strong as you now, but he was stronger. But good evening, Ken, and good evening, Mike, and everybody else on the net. And nice to hear you out here. And we'll let you move on. Since we're running a little bit late, I'll let you get going.
Well, good evening to you, Bill, KO6KD, WA60IB. You're about an S7, a little weaker than I'd expect, but you're still Q5. WA60IB, good night.
Yep, 7-3, yep, good signal here too, Ken. Give my best to Gwen. Take care, guys, KO6KD.
Yep, 7-3, we'll see you in the morning. I was there for quite a while this morning. As you know, you were, I guess, right?
Yeah, for a while. I showed up kind of groggier than all get out, but yeah, I don't think there's going to be any more rocket launches tonight, so I should be awake in the morning.
Well, that'll be good.
Yeah.
It was a non-launch. It was a what do they call it? A fluff burger?
It sucked. There was one later in the afternoon, and that one was just magnificent. Oh, it was just stellar. The coverage on that was just absolutely fantastic. The video and just it was an awe-inspiring launch. But that was something different. That was the Starlink 9 thing that they have, but whatever it is. But okay, never mind. We'll talk about that in the morning. 7-3.
Okay. Well, that was an American one from Tesla's group, right? Elon Musk gang, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, I guess they got one up on the Russians now, don't they?
They got a lot up on the Russians, really. The Russians got bigger rockets, but they're just not as dependable. I still don't know what the reason for it today was. Got down to 20 seconds, and then somebody hit the stop button. I don't get it.
You know, the Russians just say ours is bigger than yours, but it won't go up.
I could have gone all night without hearing that.
See you later.
Now that's bad.
Somebody finally got it.
I think it's funny. Everybody, KO6 City.
All right. See you tomorrow. Anybody else before we go to Nevada, which we already have? I don't hear anybody. Let's go to Nevada and see if they're still hanging in there. If we're going to do any better than we did earlier, but let's see if you're still there, Richard. KD6BQ, K6MYC, over. I hear KE7UQL and KD6BQ. I heard the CW, but very weak. The path is way down from where it was earlier. Ken, how are you doing?
Yeah, I can copy Richard. He was about a Q4 on sideband.
I didn't hear Richard. That was Daniel.
I heard Richard, KD6BQ, plain as day.
Okay, because it was Daniel I heard.
I heard Richard too, KM6SR.
Okay, isn't that something?
KD6BQ, are you copying me? WA60IB, over. Yeah, you're about the same, about an S5, I got a noise level about 3, so you're out of the noise, but not by much. Anyway, good evening to you there, WA60IB. Daniel, are you on board? KE7UQL?
That's Richard's 8 watts.
Yeah, I hear Richard fine, but I don't hear Daniel at all.
I didn't hear Daniel come back. Daniel, are you still there? I think he wanted to get out of there. I got the feeling that he was pushing to go.
Yeah, I never heard anything from Daniel.
He was over the top of Richard for me. I could hear, now that you mentioned it, I did hear Richard in there, and then all of a sudden Daniel came over the top and gave me 272, and I didn't have any questions on who it was, but I did hear Richard underneath, but he wasn't readable.
Okay, it was just the opposite for me. Richard was over the top then. Interesting.
Yeah, really funny evening here. Really strange. It makes the case for having 1,000 antennas in 20 different locations. Huh? Okay. You can't do. I guess there's what is it? You can't meet all the requirements all the time, but you can reach most of the requirements some of the time. Something to that effect, huh? All right, I guess that's it. I don't think we've got anybody else, do we, Rob?
I don't think so. I got 26. What do you got?
Well, I got a headache.
22. Where are you getting all these people? Did Bill come back in and say he worked south or something?
No, I've just been writing down what I've been hearing you talk to. Those last guys up in Sacramento, you didn't give them much call signs, but I was able to hear bits and pieces and know what they're talking about to identify who they were. Over.
Okay. Well, how can you be so far ahead of me with 26? That's insane. I got 23 counting me.
Well, I don't know. Did you write over the top a couple?
No. You want to read them off just for fun?
Sure. You want just numbers or call signs?
Call signs from the beginning. I started out with, let's see, who was the first one I heard? Oh, it was Richard first.
Yep, I got him. Of course, I always write you down first because of net control. So you and Richard, KD6BQ. Then I put myself in. Then I had WB6ISO.
Got him, yeah.
Then I had Daniel, KE7UQL.
Yeah.
PC5DTU.
Yep.
AA6S.
Yeah.
K6VBG. K6USY.
Yes.
K6BBS.
Yes.
WA6AAJ. WA6OIB. KW6S.
Yes.
KD6SOK. KB6LEE. K6MI.
Yep.
W6JNN, KB6WFC, W6PQL.
Yeah, it's WB6JNN, but otherwise you're right.
Yeah, I think that's what I said, or maybe I didn't. I don't know. I've got written down WB6JNN for Jim.
Okay.
Then we had Mike, KB6WFC, and W6PQL.
Yep.
K6WIS, WA6AXX.
Yep.
KB6BA, K6ERF, KR6MR.
Yep.
KO6KD, KJ6KFB.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Well, that's it. I got the same one, so I don't know how you got to 26.
I just counted them again. I come up with 26, counting you and me.
Okay. Maybe I wrote two or more close together, but it doesn't look bad. My log sheet's pretty good, pretty readable tonight. It's funny. When I do 432, I think the light is better. I'm right underneath the fluorescence, and when I move over just far enough to get in front of the other radio for 6 meters, I can't see the lines. I write 6 meter log looks like crap, and everything else looks fine.
I don't know what to tell you, except for I got this stupid cat on here, and his tail keeps flipping in my face, over.
That's good. It's a tail, not something else.
Yeah, Roger. Now he's chewing on my log.
Well, good for him. I had cats today again. After Frank left, I went out and did the rest of my weeding, and I'm pretty much done out there. I'm ready for the lawnmower or the weed mower. Anyway, don't have any. Well, I'm going to mow the lawn in the front yard tomorrow. But I'm really going to mow where I've been weeding, and I've weeded to the point where I can reach everything now with the mower. I'll mow the rest of it. It's up about 6 or 8 inches high, and I'll get that out in the front yard. And then I'll probably go mow something else while I got the mower warmed up.
Yep, sounds good. I think I'm going to go in tomorrow, make up a little time there. I think I owe him about 3 hours.
Oh, shame on you.
Yeah, I had to total it up from middle of February until now, so over that time I've managed to lose 3 hours.
Oh, shame. Let me do something here. Hang on a second. I'm going to see. Hang on just a second. Can you still copy me?
Oh, Roger.
Okay, I'm turning away, and I'm going to drop power.
Still Q5.
No, I'm still pointing toward you. Hang on, it's rotating. How about now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, Q5. I tell you, if I don't have an antenna and I just have some feed line, or I even have the feed line disconnected, I can still hear you, over.
You were on that last transmission, you were down about 10 dB for me.
Well, I'm pointing toward you now, Ken, but I'm down to about 20 watts.
Yeah, okay. That's what, there's the difference.
Now there's as far as I can turn the 9700 down. How's that?
Boy, I just barely copy. You're just out of the noise now.
How about you, Rob?
Yeah, you're way down, but perfectly Q5.
Okay. I just want to make one more comment. You heard me kibitzing with WA6AXX there. He's going to be quite surprised when the news comes out. I cross-checked that a couple of different ways on the payoff to the judge that has been in charge of that New York case for Trump, and it cross-checks very nicely. The Congress and their records showed a $10 million transfer to him.
These guys are going to keep pushing everybody, and the regular people are going to have enough of it and create a revolution, I guess, over.
Well, but interesting thing, see, Ed doesn't believe it.
Do you copy me, Mike?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you were just doubling with Rob, that's all.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was of that persuasion that strongly until tonight.
Oh, yeah, he hates Trump with a passion.
Well, he's got no reason to, but he's making one up.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Well, you're still loud.
Who was that?
Oh, Rob's still full power, so he may be getting over there.
Well, I'm not pointing that way, but my full power is 75 watts, and I'm not saying enough so they can tell what I'm talking about.
Well, you're 50 over here.
Could probably turn it down to just turn it all the way down. I went down and I came up 3 bumps.
Yeah, you're about at S6 here now, Mike. But plenty copyable, but you're not going to get over the coast.
Well, let's hope not.
I got to find where to turn the power down on this 9700.
Well, you use your multi-knob there, right, the upper right-hand corner above the screen. Just tap that button once, and you'll have your power setting.
Yeah, it's sort of. You have to push it in, and then you've got the power settings, the top box, lights up.
Yep, just give it a push. Did you find it, Rob?
Yeah, I found it. I'm about 10. And you hear me still?
You can go more than that. You're 40 over.
Well, there's one. That's about as far as it'll go.
Okay, you're still 30 over now. Oh, well.
You got a estimator that won't quit, don't you? I mean, literally, it won't quit.
Well, you're sitting at an S8 and S9, so he's got his antenna aimed down my throat.
Well, I'm aimed at you. I'm at 150, so it's awfully close to you.
Well, you sure are. Where's yours at, Rob?
I'm aiming towards Nevada still.
Oh, okay. If you aimed at me, you probably... Well, Mel, between you and me, there's probably absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I guess, but I've gone down to 1% RF power. I can't go any lower.
Well, here's the thing, just as a reminder, if we ever have a reason to do so and we need the private channel, I just tell Kerry, go to 10. So we use this band, but we go down to 10 instead of 100, over.
Oh, there's the code, huh?
That's the code. Go to 10.
There you go. So all those guys will be looking on 28 megs, and we're sitting here at 432.010.
You got it. So that's honestly, we worked that out, and it works quite well with Kerry. And when I pointed him and turned down, and we can go like we're doing now, pretty damn low, so we can have fairly private conversations. The problem with Kerry on the phone is he was talking to me today, and the damn thing dinged at him. He's got people listening. Whenever he touches a touchy subject, they'd put a little tone on there for a second.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Whose phone is he using? Is it a company phone?
No, it's a personal phone, but it's still listed as he's living in Madeira. So when I get calls from him, it says Madeira, California calling.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the people are listening, that's interesting. Selectively, he should be able to get away from that.
Well, I don't know, but we've noticed this now for about every bit of 6 months. And whenever I'm talking to him, and we'll be talking away, and all of a sudden we hear beep, beep. And, it's a touch-tone tone, but he ain't touching his phone, and I'm not touching mine. And it's always when we almost 100% of the time when we're talking about something that maybe we should steer away from.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. Hang on just a second. I want to look for the beacon. I didn't hear it earlier. Just a minute.
It may be off now. It's getting dark.
Oh, does he? I thought he said he left it on 24/7.
Well, I don't know what he's doing now with the batteries. You could check. Just check it, and we'll wait. He's doing that. Let me ask you, Aaron, are you still listening here? K6USY, any copy? Aaron may not hear me here. You want to try him, Rob?
Okay, K6USY, are you still on the frequency? KM6SRR?
Somebody's been whistling in the background. I hear another signal.
I hear the whistler.
That's Richard up there, KD6BQ, whistling away.
Was it?
Yeah.
KD6BQ, I heard him too.
I can hear the whistle too off the back of the beam.
Well, he's loud here. I'm still aimed at you, so it's aimed at him too.
Well, see, I'm pointed away from him, but it's amazing. I heard the whistle as well. There's the code.
That's right.
It's amazing, isn't it?
K6USY, you listen over here?
Now, we hear you, Richard, but you're not going to hear me at 3 watts. Yes, he is.
Oh, he's calling PQL.
Yeah, I heard PQL's call sign in there. Isn't that something?
I sent Aaron a text. We'll see if he's still on frequency.
Okay. Well, he has to be. He's probably just putting the kids to bed or something because he's still got the stream up.
Well, I think I told you I sent Lee, KB6LEE, video of him, of his signal here, just to let him know it was a good solid S9. I got a 30-second clip for him.
Yeah, no, it's clearly the Yagi's working. It's just it's so funny that it's so touchy. I mean, for him and me, on 2 meters and 6 meters, he's like gangbusters. He's as strong as Tom is here.
Yeah, right. Well, I did that so it kind of pump him up, give him some, give him a little boost there.
I think he, when he heard you give him the S9 right off the bat, that's got to be the boost. But it wouldn't hurt him to do what you did, and thank you for that. But the point is, you know, if you had asked me and you hadn't been there, Ken, I would have said no, the Yankee ain't working because it wasn't working.
Yeah, amazing. Well, yeah, it's just interesting propagation.
Yeah, well, the worst part is he's not hearing me, and I guess he was hearing you at S9, and finally toward the end he came back and he did answer me and said something about, I said, if you need me, give me a call tomorrow, and he said he would do that, so he heard that.
Yeah, I think we doubled for a second there earlier. I think we may have some kind of since the temperature's raising, you know, the days are getting a little warmer, we may have a little bit of an inversion going on right now.
You know, there's a possibility. Sure as hell something was keeping us from hearing down low. Now, Paul was gangbusters both ways. And it's funny, you don't hear that backscatter path out of the Bay Area. It was Paul and 2 or 3 others used to use that a lot. Fred gets into that N1 PPP, and not N1 PPP, K1 YQP. But it's funny, up there at Meadow Vista, wherever KR6MR John is, he says he just doesn't hear that path at all. He's listened and listened and listened. And he's up high at Meadow Vista, but he just doesn't hear it.
I got a reply from Aaron. He says he was on the air on frequency until something popped in his closet. He says he's off the air right now and no internet. And then he said he's trying to get the stream shut down so he can deal with his issue there.
Yeah, it just dawned on me that we did still have the stream up. So even though we were talking quietly, it's going out.
Well, if he's lost internet, he hasn't got control.
Frank was here. Frank could shut it down, but I think Frank's gone to bed.
Oh, has Frank got access remotely?
Yeah, he can get into my computer because he has to. He did that because he watches my solar system, which goes into the same computer.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Well, we shall see. Something popped in his closet. That doesn't sound good at all, Rob.
I don't like those closet pops either.
Yeah, I don't know, but Aaron's a guy to figure it out.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, it better come out of the closet.
It popped right out of the closet, didn't it?
Apparently.
By the way, Ken, I've got 6 100 amp batteries.